Very excited to be here today on behalf of Chow to present what we have done so far in terms of optimizing and personalizing the online retail experience for their website. So as a quick introduction, Insider is a growth management platform. Right now, we have 25 over offices and like 650 plus team members. And really, we are a unified platform for driving growth across the entire customer funnel from acquisition, activation revenue to retention. So we are also leaders in product innovation, and we have been recently awarded a leader in the cross-channel campaign management quadrant by Forrester, and also the #1 personalization vendor on G2 Crowd. But I'd like to spend a little bit more time about our collaboration with Chow. So as everybody is very familiar, Chow is a long-standing jewelry brand in Hong Kong, and they have actually been the first jewelry website to be launched in the Hong Kong online space in 1995. So one of the key pain points that Chow shared with us was that they have over 2,300 product SKUs on the website, and as you all know, with jewelry, it's often not something that you purchase every other day, right? You buy them for special occasions, for weddings, for birthdays, and it's important that for a user, when they first come into the website, they are already seeing something that's very relevant for them and for their purchase, such that they spend their budget as well as their purchase on Chow website instead of any other retailers. So one of the key pain points that was shared with us was how do we improve product discovery on the website? And how do we leverage all of the customer behavior, right, that we are collecting from our offline stores as well as our online stores to come up with a seamless user experience? And how do we make sure that on every touch point, we are able to provide such recommendations to the users? So we came up, of course, with some solutions, and I'd like to take you through some of the that we have done so far. So the first thing was to really look at the data. And this is the most important part because we are trying to, of course, leverage all of these data points that we have collected both online, which it would include browsing behavior on the product pages, browsing behavior on the website, what are the product added to cart, and all the purchases online. And we merge them with the offline data, which would include purchases from the offline stores, the membership information, customers' details. And we are unifying the user within a unified customer database. So you can imagine if a user is offline and they made a purchase, they came online, continued browsing, we are actually capturing both sets of data, merging them into a single user level. And from there, we are really able to deepen the knowledge about the user, what they like, what they are interested in, and from there, create a seamless customer experience. So this is an example of how a unified customer profile would look like in the platform. You would have the user's name, their information if this was provided, what was their total spend in the last month, including both offline and online transactions, some predictive outputs that you are able to generate from our, understanding the customer behavior, such as whether they have a high discount affinity or whether they are likelihood to churn. You can also understand what's their top visited categories. So, when they are online, they are looking at, let's say, the rings category or the gold category. They are able to see what their category affinity is. And finally, for attributes, we are also able to identify what is their, let's say, their birthday, maybe their membership, how much points that they have collected so far. And from all of this information, what we aim to do is to create actually a seamless customer experience. Customer experience across the entire user's purchase funnel, from acquisition, conversion, all the way to retention and re-engagement. So I would like to take you through a couple of these use cases, these scenarios that we have created, leveraging the offline and online data points in order to increase the product discovery as well as drive the conversion for our users. So let's go into the first scenario, which is actually a recommendation for a very specific group of users who we also see as one of the core segments. So users who are getting married, so users who are preparing for their wedding. Oftentimes they would have lots of jewelry to purchase, right? From the couple ring all the way to the gold, maybe for the ceremony. So upselling of wedding products, it's one of the core activities that we like to proceed with. So what we were doing is identifying users who purchase only couple rings in the last 14 days. So these are the users who we know are, going to get married soon. Within the next 14 days, we are sending actually an email with recommendations of wedding related products. So this is a fully automated journey where we pick up what was the purchase, and the system automatically calculates 14 days later. We are then sending out this particular email with a recommendation of wedding products that is also personalized for each and every user based on their browsing behavior as well as their category affinity. The other one that I like to take you through is actually for users who have added items into their wish list. This is also another important segment who we know as users who are looking around. They are keen to make some purchases, but perhaps they are also looking for more alternatives before they exit the site. So if we detect that they are about to leave the site, we then show a recommender, right, with products again recommended for them based on the items that they have added into the wish list. The next one that I like to take you through is actually how we also drive product discovery for users who have landed on the website, on the homepage where we often see the highest bounce rate. So as you know, jewelry is a very price sensitive product, and obviously the pricing would be different from users who are in Hong Kong versus users who are overseas, right? We want to have some pricing adjustments over there. It is a lot of effort for the web team to actually, always upload different product pricing onto the website, depending on whether the user is out of Hong Kong or within Hong Kong. So in order to automate this process, we are creating a widget for product discovery, for product recommendations, and it's automatically updating the pricing based on which IP the user is detected. So if we detect that you are a user with a Hong Kong IP, we are pulling the local pricing, so pricing that is for users in Hong Kong. And if you are browsing from overseas, for me, for example, I'm currently in Singapore. So when I browse from Singapore, I would be actually seeing a different price. And this is automated and in real time shown on the website. And one of the key journeys that we have seen as well is for the gold price, users who are interested in gold. So gold, as you know, it's a very important metal or jewelry in Asia overall. And we see that gold is something that has been purchased a lot on the website. And one thing that we have seen is that users are actually very interested to know what is the pricing of gold and how it fluctuates and changes. So users will be given an opportunity to register for gold price notification. So whenever the gold prices actually change, we are actually then sending them an update via an email that these are the price changes. And we are layering on additional product recommendations, right, which is filtered just for gold price items. And it's also, again, highly personalized for the user. So overall, this is the results and impact that we have seen. In terms of all of these email recommendations that we have sent out, overall click to open rate is actually 17.32%. And conversion rates for users who have clicked on the emails are 23.5%. So it's because it's so relevant, it's highly likely that the users are going to make the purchase. And for the recommendations on the website, we are seeing a click-through rate uplift compared to before recommendations of 3.64% and overall conversion rate uplifts of 10.5%, again, compared to previously without the product recommendations. overall, we managed to do the planning all the way to the launch within 4 weeks. And continuously, we are still continuing to iterate and improve the scenarios that we have launched so far. And that is what I wanted to share today. I'd like to welcome any questions from the judges.